Welcome back. Today we're looking at the ADD chart. If you just pull up ADD in your charts, it'll pull up the chart. So ADD is a lesser known but super useful tool for reading market momentum and making better trading decisions. ADD stands for Advance Decline Difference. It tracks the number of advancing stocks minus declining stocks on an exchange like the New York Stock Exchange over a given period. It's a direct way to measure market breadth and spot whether the broader market is driving a move. The ADD oscillates around zero. Positive values like plus 800 mean more stocks are advancing than declining. Negative values like negative 800 show more decliners, bearish pressure. ADD reads from the closing price yesterday. So in order to be a positive advancing stock, you have to be above the closing price from the previous day before, or in order to be a declining stock, you have to be below the closing price of yesterday. So that's the difference with tick, which tick is monitoring the current tick. A key strategy is you pair ADD with the S&P 500 and divergences are your friend. For instance, if the S&P hits a new high, but ADD is weakening or negative, the rally could be running out of steam. You can use that to tighten stops, prepare for a potential short trade. You want to look for confirmation, strong ADD readings, support price trends, spot divergences to anticipate reversals. You want to combine this with other tools like Tick. You could see on this last day, we were plus 1850. I mean, that's really strong, a sign of really strong bullish momentum. Um, Down here, look, we started the day negative 2100, steadily moved up all day. That's a sign that day probably opened, gapped down below the previous day's low. And with ADD moving up towards zero, it was a good sign that that gap was closing. So ADD typically moves in the same direction that you'll see on the SPY chart. That's ADD in a nutshell. It's basically like a health check for the market's momentum. Start watching it, pair it with other market internals, and you'll level up your trading game. So I like to watch ADD and Tick together along with VIX and some other market internals that we will be getting to shortly in videos coming soon.